Hey, what's up everybody? Fade here and welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be going through something that I noticed recently while I was watching YouTube videos. Now, before we get started, I will say I know that in my previous video on this channel, I mentioned that I was going to try to upload on this channel more often. Potentially going back to the daily uploads or something like that. And, I know it's also been about 2-3 days since I posted that video. And I do apologize for that. I'm gonna still try. I just haven't really felt motivated. But hopefully that'll change in the future. So, anyway, back to what we were talking about for this video. So, this is the video I wanted to talk about today. But, before I get into that, within the past couple of weeks, maybe within the past week, maybe 2 weeks, I've been getting really into Drew Gooden and Danny Gonzalez's content. Not only have I been getting into their recent content, but I've also been getting into their content from like 5, 6, 7 years ago. Right? Like a lot of their content, like basically any video I see of theirs that I see in my recommended, I usually be clicking on and I usually be clicking on and watching. And there's several of them that I've even watched several times just because of how replayable they are. What the hell? I don't know why Steam keeps popping up. I apologize for that. Don't know why it popped up 3 separate times. But anyways. So, I've been watching this video several times, but I'm not here because of the video. As you guys saw from the title, I'm here because of something that's about this video, but not the actual video itself. But before I get into what I actually want to talk about, I want to show you guys this specific clip from this video. This video is titled The World's Hardest Flexor. It's on Drew Gooden's channel, but Danny Gonzalez is also in the video with him. So, basically, the whole video is these two guys sitting down, watching, well, basically like looking into this guy named Hard Rock Nick. He's basically like one of these rich guys. I kind of feel like he was like Andrew Tate, but for like back when this was going on. Like, so this video was posted in February of 2019, so a little over 6 years ago, right? I feel like Hard Rock Nick is like our 2018-2019 era version of Andrew Tate. Like, he was really racist, he was sexist, he was very horny, and I feel like he was potentially an abusive partner and or some kind of predator, like a sexual predator. I'm not really going to try to get too in to Hard Rock Nick's person, especially since I found out that shortly after this video came out, well, I don't know how long after this video came out it happened, but apparently at some point after this video came out, Hard Rock Nick has died. He's passed away. It was allegedly from him committing suicide. I'm not really sure as to how trustworthy the sources are for that. I don't know if he's actually dead or if he is, like, because the only sources I've seen that have said that he's dead are like YouTube comments and Reddit threads. So I actually don't even know if he is alive or not. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about this. So let me just show you guys this clip real quick. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, another thing. Or I mean, just women in general, just girls, 18-year-old girls. Yeah, another thing about 18-year-old girls is they've got dads that won't let you date their high school daughter. And it pisses me off. It's like, I'm older than you, dude.
So they made a joke. Danny says, thing about 18-year-old girls is that they got dads. Drew says, pisses me off, I'm older than you, dude. And if you actually, like, if you guys haven't already, before I go into what I want to talk about, if you guys haven't already seen the full version of Drew Gooden's video, please go ahead and check it out. It's really funny. There's some moments like this clip, for instance, that's just like really good and enjoyable, and I mess with the video. So please go check it out. It's got over 19 million views, which is amazing. And yeah. So here is what I'm actually here for. So one of the times that I watched this video, I ended up scrolling down to the comment section. First few comments I saw were pretty normal. And fun fact, this specific thread I wanted to look at wouldn't pop up unless I went to a specific account. I had to go to my third YouTube account, just my personal YouTube account that I watch YouTube videos on and do nothing else with. I had to go to that account just so I could access these comments, because for whatever reason, this specific thread is just hidden on my other accounts. So, yeah, this is the thread I wanted to go through. So the reason why I showed you that specific clip for context is because this is how this whole thing starts. This guy, Corwin, he goes in here and says, and just quotes them, the thing about high school girls is they've got dads who won't let you date their daughters. And it pisses me off. It's like, I'm older than you, dude. And so he basically, like, the first half of it was him saying, like him quoting that joke, right? And then he says, I'm still laughing, that was perfect. And then he edits it, saying, I didn't want to start a whole chain of insults on here. English is my second language, so I apologize for any grammatical errors I might have committed. Happy New Year, everyone. Okay, so basically, like, before the edit, the whole comment was just him quoting a part of the video and then saying, I am still laughing, that was perfect. Right? Then he added this edit after seeing the replies. This whole comment sparked an entire war in this comment section. And the funniest thing is, this Corwin guy had nothing to do with the war. It is actually funny. I think I might be titling this video like the most pointlessly toxic YouTube comment section or something. Something like that. But like, Jesus, it's insane. So, the original comment, as I already said, is just him quoting a part of the video and saying, I'm still laughing, that was perfect, right? Then he edited the edit after seeing some of the replies and just adds that onto it, right? So, if you notice in his original comment, you'll notice right here, when it says high school, this is how he spells it. He types it out as in high school, as if it's one word, right? Which, is that a grammatical mistake? Yes. But, as you'll see from this comment section, it is not that big of a deal. But you'll see why in a second, why I mentioned that. This guy, Encyclopedia, responds to this comment by saying high school, putting an asterisk next to it, basically saying, yeah, this is actually how you're supposed to type it out. The only difference is he typed it out correctly, but he put a hyphen in between high and school. Before I get into the replies to this comment, let me look something up. High school. When you type out the word high school, what ways have you seen it typed out? The correct way to type out high school is high school with a space in between. So he spelled it correctly, he just had it as one word and not two, right? So he spelled it out as one word and not two. This guy tries to correct it by putting a hyphen in between it. I don't know where this encyclopedia guy is from, but over here in Texas, I have never seen anybody spell high school with a hyphen. I've either seen it spelled high space school with a space in between, or I've seen high school spelled like this, with it just being spelled out as one word. So this guy correcting it like this is like, you're trying to correct a grammatical mistake with another grammatical mistake. That's the way I saw it, right? But then I see this guy's replies. Dip-Dop. This is the original guy that went at Encyclopedia for him being the way he is. Was that really necessary? Was the lack of a hyphen upsetting you that much for a word that doesn't require one? He's right. The high school doesn't require a hyphen. In fact, it's probably better if you don't use a hyphen for that word and just put a space in the middle. The lack of a hyphen upsetting him was kind of, I don't really understand why he would be upset by that. But I think the encyclopedia guy then replied to him either after this comment or after his next comment, and I think it got deleted. I don't know if it got deleted by Drew or if it got deleted by YouTube or if he just removed it himself. I don't know what happened. But then Dip-Dop has another one in here next that replies to him again. Did the lack of a hyphen make it any harder to understand what it meant? Do you understand high school but not high school? As long as the reader understands what is being said, it doesn't matter. Don't be using tiny grammar mistakes, which are mostly artificial constructs we use to better express ourselves, as an excuse to insult other people's intelligences. It's petty and fucking unnecessary. True. Now, I don't know if he was responding to a different comment or if he just double texted here with these comments. There might have been a reply from Encyclopedia in between these two that I didn't get, because apparently these were from 4 years ago. So, yeah. And then he sent it another one saying, your last reply got deleted. What did it say? I think what happened after that is this guy named Midnight Robotics put in a comment, but then it got deleted. But before it got deleted, this encyclopedia guy saw it and replied to it by saying this. Yes, because knowing that high school isn't a word is the true measure of being elite or being a pissant. I'm humble if I'm wrong and corrected on it. I'm not when someone tries to tell me that I shouldn't point out grammar mistakes politely and then proceed to insinuate that a misspelling is an actual word. The simple fact is that people who can't accept correction are generally weak and insecure about making a mistake. Something everyone does. There's a distinct lack of humility. The world needs more humility, not less. Which, on one end, I do agree with them. People that can't accept correction are generally weak and insecure about making mistakes. And there is a lack of humility in our world nowadays. I do agree with them on that. But on the other end, it's like, you're saying that a word became like, it went from being a word to not being a word just because he accidentally removed the space in between high school? Like, I don't get it. And he's also saying, the true measure of being elite or being a pissant? First of all, what the fuck is pissant? What is that? Let's just put definition afterwards. What is the word pissant? An insignificant or contemptible person or thing. It's vulgar slang. Okay, so he's using slang words to insult these people. Meanwhile, he's trying to say that high school being spelled without a space in the middle, not even a space, without a hyphen, should not be considered a word. It's like, okay. And then, I guess Encyclopedia finally replies to Dip-Dop when he says all of this. Maybe he was responding to a different comment. Again, these comments are from so long ago. I'm sure that within this entire debate thing or war that was going on, it is potential that half of the fucking comments that were in this thread got deleted over time, whether it was by Drew or YouTube or whatever else, right? So, Encyclopedia goes, you have to read my entire comment, not take part of it out of context, and disregard the qualifiers. And, again, I'm not really sure what he's replying to here. I don't know if he's replying to one of these ones at the top, one of these DipDop replies at the top, or if DipDop sent in a different message replying to Encyclopedia that ended up getting deleted, or what. But yeah, and then DipDop comes in here, says, seemed kind of long and rambly. And so, I will say, after he said that seemed kind of long and rambly, unless they did have more of a back and forth that ended up getting deleted afterwards, DipDop didn't say anything else throughout the rest of this thread. The rest of this thread is just Encyclopedia versus everyone else. Just a bit of a spoiler. The rest of this thread is basically just Encyclopedia versus all these other people. So then after DipDop says his final message and basically just fucks off from this conversation, this guy Zuzu comes in and says, congratulations, you are the coolest kid around. Basically making a sarcastic joke or sarcastic comment towards Encyclopedia. Encyclopedia responds to that saying, cool story, which is whatever. And then this guy, person with Ahmed, I'm just going to call him Person, or Life Crisis. He replies to Encyclopedia by saying, yeah, sure, you're trying to correct that one word requires a hyphen, but you sure are annoying. Dude's trying to make a joke, and here you are turning the comment section into an English class. DipDop had a point that no one really cares about that hyphen, and you just had to write an essay defending your case. You're acting like that one student in middle school that thinks you're smarter than everyone just because you corrected the teacher. You really are an encyclopedia. Which, I mean, there were some slight errors in this comment, but overall he did kind of own Encyclopedia here. But then Encyclopedia replies by saying this: how was he trying to make a joke? Are you some child that thinks parroting a joke in a video is a joke itself? As I said before, it's always the ones that have problems with grammar and spelling that make a fuss. Which I have a couple things to say. Firstly, the way that this person with Ahmed guy typed it out, it does kind of seem like he's saying that parroting a joke in a video is a joke itself. But what he probably meant to say was that the original guy was just quoting a part of the video that he thought was funny and basically just saying he thought it was funny, which, to be clear, is exactly what he did with the original comment. Not to mention, I agree with the person with the mid kid when he said, you're acting like that one student in middle school that thinks you're smarter than everyone just because you corrected the teacher. I 100% agree with that. But then, he also says, as I said before, it's always the ones that have problems with grammar and spelling that make a fuss. I think he's referring to when person with Ahmed, as you can see when he quotes the word Trina, I think he's trying to say that this person with Ahmed person has problems with grammar and spelling because he used the word Trina while he was typing out his comment. Dude's trying to make a joke, and I guess he's saying he has grammar and spelling problems because of that. I'm not really sure how that's an own, especially coming from the same guy who used the word pissant in an early comment. It's like, I'm pretty sure that Trina is like just text slang, right? It's considered a contraction. Yeah, it's a contraction. It's like when you try to say like couldn't or shouldn't. If he's gonna try to say that you have problems with grammar because people use contractions, then I guarantee you if we scroll up, we'll probably notice he probably used a contraction himself. Yeah, isn't. He used the word isn't, which is a contraction of is not. I'm, which is a contraction of I am. Let's see. Shouldn't, which is a contraction of should not. Let's see. Any others? Can't, which is a contraction of cannot. Theirs, which is a contraction of there is. I might be dragging it now, but he's had 6 instances in this one comment alone where he's used contractions. And yet he's trying to own this person with a mead guy because he used a contraction with Trina. Like, come on. But I think you'll notice throughout these comments, throughout the rest of this, there's a pattern going on where a good majority of these are just people making one-off comments, basically just telling this guy, like, chill the fuck out. It's not that deep. You're making a big deal out of nothing. And him clapping back with some dumbass shit. So, after he says this to a person with a mead, this guy named One Flaming Potato comes in and says, dude, please just chill. The guy wanted to point out something that was funny for him and many other people, and he did. And while some of us may have known there needed to be a hyphen there, no one actually cared about it. So if everyone could just calm down about this and go talk to your friends or family, that would be great. Pretty nice comment. It's like, dude, calm down. It's not that deep. All the original person was trying to say was that he was just quoting a part of the video that he liked and thought it was funny. So, and that's what he did. While some of us felt like the hyphen needed to be there, no one actually cared. So just calm down and go talk to friends or family. Then Encyclopedia claps back by saying, you realize the only reason I respond is because you people keep bringing it up, right? If you want me not to respond, try following your own advice. He's basically trying to blame everybody else in this thread for him constantly coming back into the thread to reply to people. Meanwhile, what he could just be doing instead is just every time a notification pops up on his phone saying someone replied to his comment, he could just clear the notification off his phone. Like I have a text from my mom on my phone right now. Right? Watch this. I just read it, so I'm going to reply to it after this video. But there's a text message right here. I could click on it, but if I just swipe all the way to the left on the thing, right? If I just swipe all the way to the left, it clears the notification. And that's how all phones work, by the way. If a notification pops up, you can just swipe all the way to the left on that notification to clear it, right? Actually, let me go ahead and respond to that text message from my mom so that way I don't get in trouble. There. Cool. So, anyways. So, he's basically just blaming everybody else for him constantly coming in here and texting. So then the one flamingo guy, he comes back in here and says, "Aw shit, sorry. I just figured people would pay more attention to it if it was attached to your comment." And so the conversation between One Flaming Potato and Encyclopedia was left at that. Then this guy, Husky Lover, he comes in and says, "I've never seen someone so mad at a grammar mistake, lol." I'm pretty sure he misspelled mad and mistake and typed grammar out like that on purpose to piss him off. And then I think he had another I think Encyclopedia had a response to that got deleted or something, because then Husky Lover comes back and says, "My mans did research Lamau because I said he needed to calm down. Pick your fights, bud. Maybe try defending something that's actually a pressing issue. I made this account at 10, Lamau. Why should I change things when what I do with my profile has no effect on me whatsoever? And I don't know if there was, again, another reply from Encyclopedia that got deleted or what, but then that Husky Lover guy came back in here and said, I've never fished, hunted, and am not a conservative. My family has never owned a pickup truck. Where the hell are you getting these ideas? And then, again, it could be possible another reply from Encyclopedia came up and then got deleted. Because Husky Lover came back again and said, I won't attack irrelevant things about you. And I think after he says that, I think the conversation with Husky Lover and Encyclopedia ends, but there might be more after that. Then this guy comes in, Salted Pepper, and says, r/I am very smart, basically replying to Encyclopedia. Basically saying, yeah, you must really love this Reddit thread, huh? Basically just trying to make fun of him. And then this Maya Sori, I'm just going to call her Maya. She goes in this reply section and says, this is the dumbest reply section I've ever seen, and I just got in an argument with one of Shane Dawson's fans. Which, she's not wrong. This is a ridiculously retarded reply section. I just got in an argument with one of Shane Dawson's fans. Yikes. So then, this guy, Gonity, Husky Lover comes back. This guy named that one guy. All of them respond to her. Gonity says facts. Husky Lover comes back and says, yo, I'm proud of you. F Shane, lol. That one guy comes in and says, oh, I'm sorry for your loss. And then we see a new guy come in to talk to Encyclopedia. This guy named Stacky. He says, wow, so kind, calling the original poster a moron when you get bothered. Your original post was kind in of itself, but as soon as someone says anything remotely offending to you, you blow off, I assume he meant blow up, and start using ableist language and being rude. I gotta say, I agree with Danny Kilson's first reply. I'm not really sure who he's referring to when he says Danny Kilson's, but yeah, maybe I can find that out later. And then, there's a chance that Encyclopedia replied to that, and it just got deleted, because this guy comes in with another one and says, also, it's not misinformation. All they said was they think. Was it necessary? They never contradicted you with lies, so you're the real misinformer here. I'm not sure as the context with this conversation between Encyclopedia and Stacky, especially since majority, if not all, the messages from Encyclopedia has been deleted for whatever reason. It kind of just fucks up this whole thing. Right? So again, another potentially deleted message from Encyclopedia right here, because Stacky replies, and then he does it again afterwards. So he says, most times on social media, punctuation and grammar don't matter, unless it's a comma or you really need to separate your sentences. What are you, a high school teacher? And then he says next, after that, yeah, there weren't any qualifiers making you the good guy here, and a humility kind of person at that. So, again, there probably was Encyclopedia messages in between those, but they got deleted if they did. Either that or they're just being covered up because I can't see them. Right, so then Encyclopedia then replies to all of that from Stacky by saying, no, I'm just sick of seeing word diarrhea on my screen. So then I want to say that's where the conversation between Encyclopedia and Stacky ends. Then this guy, Among Us, Gex Among Us, Gex. I'm just going to say his name is Among Us. I'm just going to call him Among Us. He goes in here and says, mate, you've been defending yourself in YouTube comments with literal essays, attacking people's personal qualities for 3 weeks now because someone who doesn't speak English as their first language didn't use a hyphen in high school. I hate to say this so blunt and upfront, but get a life. Which, I mean, pretty much owned him right there. Pretty much owned him. Said everything he needed to say, and, like, this comment was probably perfect. If the conversation was ended right there, that would have been just fine, right? And then I think Encyclopedia responded to him, but it got deleted. But then, so then Among Us replied again saying, read the original comment. You've been so far down this rabbit hole of anger. Just stop. This is unhealthy, spreading this much hate. Take a chill pill. And then the one and only Bep replies to him saying, so true, bro. And I gotta say, I agree. This Among Us guy has been cooking Encyclopedia. And then this guy comes in, Froggy BB. He says, I've literally never seen it spelled high school. I always spell it high school. My autocorrect doesn't even notice it, lol. Basically, like, explaining that, right? And then this guy, the less than midcast. I'm just going to call him midcast to make it short, right? He says, oh my god, everyone lay off Encyclopedia. He corrected one person's grammar online. It's not the end of the world. Which, I mean, fair enough, right? Somebody needed to come to Encyclopedia's aid. But, I mean, in all reality, Encyclopedia is kind of the problem. So, Encyclopedia finally responds to the Among Us guy and says, I've tried to stop, but I keep getting rude, hateful comments from idiots who think syntax is totally unimportant and or are triggered because they are as ignorant as the person I corrected. I'm not complaining, I'm just noting the hypocrisy of those commenters. The only reason I continue to come back is because idiots respond and keep filling up my notifications. You want me to stop? Stop replying. It's not rocket science. Where, again, he's blaming the fact that he's been living in this comment section on the other people that are replying to him, and not the fact that he keeps coming back here. Also, he mentioned, I keep getting rude, hateful comments from idiots who think syntax is totally unimportant. First of all, rude, hateful comments? None of these have been really rude or hateful. Everybody was kind of calling you out because you saying that, like, you calling out somebody's grammar mistake was just kind of unnecessary, and everybody was calling you out for that. And so if you think that that's rude, then you're crazy. But also, he mentioned the word syntax. So how do you use it? What was the context of it? I keep getting rude, hateful comments from idiots who think syntax is totally unimportant. The arrangement of words and phrases to create well-formed sentences. Okay. He just wanted to use the word syntax to make himself look smart, huh? And or are triggered because they are as ignorant as the person I corrected. Okay, so he's basically sending the original commenter a stray bullet for no reason, calling him ignorant. I'm not complaining, I'm just noting the hypocrisy of those commenters. It kind of sounds like you're complaining, my guy. Only reason I continue to come back is because idiots respond and keep filling up my notifications. You want me to stop replying? It's not rocket science. Again, you see a notification on your phone, just swipe all the way left on it, and it's gone. So I don't know what he's complaining about. So this guy comes in, Michael Sack T. I'm just going to call him Michael. They come in and they say, except you're being blatantly racist. They don't suck, they just speak a different language. Oh, and don't be a hypocrite. You're getting upset over a missed hyphen when you can't use the correct your. Right. So, I'm not really sure what he is referencing when he says you're being blatantly racist. They don't suck, they just speak a different language. So, I guess there was a comment from Encyclopedia that was being racist towards the original poster. Because this is something about him being racist and doing things like that has been mentioned several other times in this thread. I just haven't really understood that. It's probably one of those deleted or hidden comments, though. And then Michael Sack comes back in here and says, also, I doubt it was edited today, which is when you said it was their first language. I guess Encyclopedia tried to claim that that the original poster did speak English as their first language and not their second. So I don't know. Then Encyclopedia claps back on Michael, saying, "Because I don't check it every single time, I don't expect the original poster, well, the original post to be edited and just respond to the last comment. Good catch. At least I can admit my mistakes and don't blow up at people because they found a mistake in my grammar. And how am I being blatantly racist exactly? Nobody said anything about race until you did, or one of the other 50 plus replies I didn't bother reading, or to which I didn't respond." Excuse me? Other 50 plus replies I didn't bother reading, or didn't respond? Dog, you've been responding to every fucking reply you've been sent your way. You're tripping. I don't expect grammar to be perfect. I do expect people to not make up words. Again, somebody forgetting to put a space or a hyphen in high school is not them making up a word. So, yeah. Then this Rigby guy comes in here and says the hell happened here. Basically like, what the fuck is going on in this reply section? And then the one and only Beth comes back and tags this guy and says, "Thanks for the reminder, dude." I'm not entirely sure who this guy is. I assume he put in a comment and then it's either been deleted or hidden, because I can't see it. And then one and only Bep comes back and says, "I'm not being sarcastic. Sorry if it sounded so." And then the World Breaker comes in and says, "Bruh, this reply section is fucked up." He's right. And then this guy comes in. That Owen person, I'm just going to call him Owen. He tags Encyclopedia and says, "You know that encyclopedia isn't a word, right? It's spelled encyclopedia." So because he has the number 07 in between, like in the middle of the word encyclopedia, he's calling it out for that. And then this guy, Jellivize, comes in here and says, "This dude acts like everyone is obligated to speak perfect, correct English and a bit self-righteous, but honestly, he wasn't the one who started being passive-aggressive." And then Encyclopedia replies to Owen by saying, "Did you know that usernames don't have to follow that? Herder." Which, I don't know why he said herder, but okay. And then Owen starts just trolling him. He tries to correct him by being like herder with the hyphen. And then Encyclopedia goes, "Nope, try again, kiddo." And then Owen trolls him by going kiddo with a hyphen. And then Encyclopedia goes, "You're really bad at trolling." And then he hits him with the your correction. And then this guy, user, comes in with Lamau what? And then this guy comes in, Lex Talk. I'm going to just call him Lex. He comes in with the same joke someone else did earlier with the r/I am very smart. And then this guy, Kind DJ. I'm just going to call him DJ because I don't know how to say that name. This guy replies to Encyclopedia and he goes, "What are you so pressed for, my dude? You need some counseling or something?" And then, I guess this Abby Paraso person replied to Owen and then got her comment deleted or something, because Owen then comes in and replies by saying it's actually yorer, not your. They're basically just joking around with the your corrections. And then Faith Cap comes in here, I'm just going to call her Faith, and says, "My god, I feel like I just watched a fucking cage match over a goddamn hyphen. I've literally never seen something this ridiculous." And then Beep comes in here and goes and tags Owen and goes, "Really? I thought it was your." So again, he's just making jokes, right? Owen comes back and says, "You could be right, actually." So they're just making jokes about the your correction. And then Encyclopedia comes out of nowhere and tags this guy named Warrior Wolf and goes, "That's better than being into pseudo bestiality." Which I'm confused because, one, the initial comment that Warrior Wolf said either got deleted or hidden from me. So I don't even know what he said. But also, pseudo-bestiality? Jesus. But then also, Warrior Wolf, I'm just going to call him Warrior. He comes in and replies to that. He says, I was waiting for you to clap back with a common interest insult for furries, Lamau. You did not disappoint. I wouldn't go near an animal or my fursuit with any sexual intent. So you can think whatever you want, random person. And then this guy, Google account, he just replies to Encyclopedia by going, is this YouTube or literature class? Lol. Then Warrior Wolf, I guess Encyclopedia dropped another reply to Warrior Wolf that got deleted or something, because he comes in response, my parents help film some of my videos. They think my suit is absolutely adorable. Sorry you go through life spreading negativity. I hope it's at least fun for you. Right? So then this Loki guy comes in saying, I'm disappointed with humanity now. And then this guy, Lake with multiples, I'm just going to call him Lake. He goes, lol, I can't believe that you care. And then this person, K, they say, you must be real fun at parties. This person, Autumn, they say, you remind me a lot of Hard Rock Nick. You are way too into yourself. And then this Jenny person says the exact same thing that K does and says, damn, you must be fun at parties. And then Muffin comes in here and says, dude, no one cares if it's spelled high school with a hyphen or not. The comment was a joke and everyone got it regardless of the error. You come here and lash out at everyone and make more personal attacks for giving you criticism. That's probably the lowest you can get. Which, true. And then this slanty face guy just comes here, tags Encyclopedia and says, bruh. And then we get new characters. Start off with Sarah Sanchez. I'm just going to call her Sarah. She says, this is YouTube, not ELA. And then Swirl comes in here and says, alright, I'm not trying to be rude to you, but I think you should delete your first comment in this reply section. It created this literal war, so deleting your comment would be necessary to make the war die down a little. You get what I'm saying? And then this person replies to Swirl, Rolo. It says, yeah, why'd this turn into nuclear Armageddon? And then Swirl replies to that by going, I know, right? I get it. A lot of people don't like grammar corrections on here, but arguing a lot doesn't help. Right, so they're having a whole side conversation about it. And then this Troy guy comes in here and says, I love how the original commenter doesn't even bother replying to this Encyclopedia person, who has the audacity to say the original commenter is ignorant and sucks for not having perfect English despite English not being his or her second language. Also, before going around and correcting people on made-up words, why don't you have a look at your own username? Basically owning him. And then Jensen Wolf comes in here replying to Encyclopedia and says, my N-word, are you okay? Which is kind of funny, the way I see it. And then Space Water comes in responding to a guy named Lemon. I guess that Lemon person dropped a comment and then got deleted or something because this person says this is YouTube, not fourth period. And then Paul Consolo, I'm just going to call him Paul. He goes, you give off J-Station vibes. It's like you thrive off the negative attention. I don't want to start shit. I just feel like I had to say it. And then this person, Deflated Boy, he responds by saying, you are the literal embodiment of r/I am very smart. And then Lolom says, how big of an ego must you have to argue so much over getting mad at someone for misspelling a word, lol. And then Colton comes in here, Colton McPhee, I'm just going to call him Colton. He says, actually, it's Encyclopedia. Putting numbers in the middle makes it no longer a word. Basically just clowning Encyclopedia for having the name he does while he's acting the way he is. And I think that's the end of the thread. So, yeah, that was the entirety of, in my opinion, the most pointlessly toxic reply section in a comment section. So, yeah, I guess, let me know down in the comments whether you feel like Encyclopedia won the war or if you think everybody that jumped on Encyclopedia won the war. This this is how I feel. Like whenever I heard Drake going, "We already know it's a 20v1," and then like when I think about that lyric, and then I look at like how many people jumped at Encyclopedia to cook him, right? Like all these people coming at him, right? Nobody backing him up. Everybody just calling him out and arguing with him, right? All these people versus Encyclopedia's dumbass. He got cooked the fuck up. And, like, that's really how I feel about it. He's like, I feel like he actually got 20v1, right? So Drake's saying he got 20v1. Like, I guess it's right. Because technically there were, like, a bunch of rappers going at him at once, right? But I feel like this was a better example of a 20v1. Encyclopedia got jumped. But to be fair, he kind of deserved it. But overall, this whole comment section that we just read through, that whole reply section, was just so pointless and annoying. Like, there was no point to have that big of an argument and war over a simple grammar mistake. And I feel like Encyclopedia is in the wrong. That's my opinion. Encyclopedia deserved to get cooked up the way he did because, I mean, there was no point in him correcting someone's grammar, especially since, as several of those people in the reply section said, it's the internet. Nobody on the internet gives a shit if somebody uses the correct grammar and punctuation. Like, let's be real. So, okay, that's all I got for now, though, guys. So, I'm going to end the video off here. So, if you liked what you saw, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. If you want to check out my other socials, you can go to the About section of the channel or to the description of this video and all my other videos. That all being said, I do apologize for that fan spinning around above me. If you guys heard that throughout the entire video, I apologize for that. I also apologize for the massive glare coming onto the screen. I can't really affect the lighting in this room too much with my broken light switch. And the window, the one and only window, is just kind of right behind my laptop. So, yeah, I apologize. But with that all being said, my name is Fate. This has been me talking about the most pointlessly toxic comment section that I've ever seen. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.